Yeah, hello guys, to another video. In this video we're gonna train like a pro. For this I have some exercises ready. Thank you for Taste Athletics to be here, and he gonna support me, he gonna give me some exercise. And yeah, we're gonna start with the first one. Let's go. So first we start now with the warm-up, do some exercise to get warm, specifically the legs, the core, and even the shoulders. So we're gonna start with some exercise. Let's go.
So this warm-up exercise is for the hips and should be done 5 to 10 times. And do this for both sides. This exercise warm-ups your core and hips. Try to briefly touch the floor with your knees and then back up again. This is a very good exercise to warm up the hips. The further forward you go with your upper body, the more difficult it becomes. This exercise warms up your hamstrings and also works your coordination. This exercise promotes the stretching of the thigh. You can also do it 5 times on each side. In the next exercise, we stretch the calves. It is important to bounce here as it is still a warm-up. Try to briefly touch your knee on the floor during this exercise. And again, do both sides, and 5 times is the best. The adductors must not be missing either, hence this exercise is here. A very exciting exercise to get the thighs ready. It activates the core and stretches the hamstrings. Try to do this 5 times. This is my new favorite warm-up exercise, and the black roll is only used to keep the distance. After 5 to 10 repetitions, you can change your arm and rotate it internally. This exercise strengthens the adductor muscles, which is very important. This is an alternative to the plank and a little more effective. If you feel like, you can lift your feet. Now we have completed the static exercise. We can now move on to the flexibility warm-up. As a reminder, many clubs use this as a standard warm-up before training. You can actually do it exactly the same way.
cool.
You can get more out of this if you use your arms.
So we did now a very intense warm-up. We go on to the sprints because we are now ready to do some sprints and we're not cold. So yeah, let's go.
We start sprints at around 40%, then 60%, then 80%, and finally 100%. The reason for this is that although we have warmed up, we are warm, but you shouldn't overshoot immediately. New starting positions require more power from the legs as well as generating momentum.
So yeah, after the sprints we are now ready to do some plyometrics, or better called some jumping and coordination for our body.
You can have 3 levels for the first possible jump exercise. The first is simply focus on the landing cleanly. In the second variant there is a small intermediate jump, and in the last variant you do everything directly. This is the preparation for the following exercise. Just try to touch the cones as quickly as possible and take short steps. Basically it's exactly the same exercise but with the lateral pull, which makes it much more difficult, and here too both sides. I'm aware that not everyone will have this at home, but you can do it without it and still support it on the wall somehow. To do this you basically have to run as fast as you can against the wall. This is about 30 seconds. This exercise is all about landing again, so focus on that first. There are also 3 possible variations here. The second variation here is with the intermediate jumps and then everything directly at the end. In this variation of jumps we also combine a short sprint to improve acceleration and stability. With the box jumps we focus on landing cleanly, or rather not hitting the box too hard. The opposite is the other exercise, where we try to cushion the impact as well as possible.
For the next one we're gonna use a football. I think everybody likes these exercises now. We're gonna do some dribbling, passing and coordination as well. And yeah, we're gonna start. Let's go.
Here we stimulate the reaction time. Alternatively, you can show someone a color instead of the lights. For the first time, without ball. This exercise is perfect for midfielders because you have to orientate yourself and be ready for the pass. You can pass back, flat or from the air. Next, you no longer have to orientate yourself backwards, but only downwards. Here too, you are always on the move. And here too as well, you can go flat and from the air. Also known as line runs, stop and go movements are encouraged here. Movement after the pass is very important in this exercise, so always be on the move. You can also vary between high and low passes. To improve your dribbling, don't forget the slalom. This type of sprint is now practiced by many professional teams as it shows a running path that is much better for offensive runs than straight runs.
For the end, we're going to use the full strength and we're going to do some strength exercise for the core, for the shoulders. So let's go.
With the first strengthening exercise, we load the core and also the hamstrings. Start with both legs first, then you can also do it with one leg. You can also leave out the weight for this exercise as the Swedish steps are hard enough in themselves. Alternatively, you can do this exercise with weight as shown here. For the shoulders, you can use a lever and do the explosive lift. I also used a band here which made the exercise even more rigorous. And finally a core exercise which is very effective and brings stability. Be explosive here too.
And those are all exercises you can do in a preseason. Don't do this at once, do this like in different days or do it not all together because it won't get better for you. Try it in different days, it's more recommended.
What was not shown here was the stretching. It's simply a part of it and should not be neglected.
Thanks again for Taste Athletics to be here to coach me, to tell me what to do. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. And if you want to see my latest video, just click here. And if you want to support me, just follow me here and we're going to see you next time.